with the stress of the holidays. Oh my gosh, this is our only chance. We only have 7 days to go get rest. This is what we're going to do, and it's final. But then we didn't actually see that the reality was we had plenty of time to do both.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Family Business Podcast with the Alessis. I am Gabby Alessi, joined by my two sisters, Stephanie Muina and Lauren Alessi. Ladies, how are we doing today?
We're doing great. Doing great. I'm excited to be here with you guys to have this conversation.
I know, we haven't been on in a long time, the three of us. I think the last time the three of us were on was the modesty episode.
That was about a year ago, I think.
About a year ago, and it got some really, really good feedback. So we encourage you to go back and listen to that one because it's amazing.
I think really that's good. When they called you a yapper? Or they said, this girl doesn't know what she's talking about?
People just say that all the time.
That was say that about me.
No, that was Chris. That was Chris talking about. No, that was the dating podcast that Dad and I did. And we were talking about teenagers, and people thought I was talking about adults, and they got their
they literally said this little girl does not know what she's talking about.
And that's where the original Yappuccino originated.
Wow. Proud of you.
And we're here today. And
so
I walked down
Yappuccino.
Still Yappuccino. I walked down the streets of Miami and people are like, Yappuccino. I'm really famous around here.
No, really you don't walk down the streets of Miami at all.
You're home a lot.
You can't even walk in Miami. Where do we walk?
What streets?
I know. Well, today we wanted to have a conversation about the holidays, and specifically even going into Christmas. You know, we just got out of Thanksgiving, and maybe somebody just had a really rough Thanksgiving. And so now we could talk about how to redeem Christmas. But we all know that, especially Christmas, if we're going to focus on this, Christmas is really fun when you're a kid, when you're like 10 and under, or maybe even when you're a teenager. It's really exciting because you're still with the family and your parents are making the plans and your parents are telling you, hey, we're going to this house, we're going to go here. And everybody's really excited to be there, and you get still fun presents, and there's excitement around the holidays when you're in your teens.
Yeah.
But something shifts in your 20s.
Yeah.
And your expectations, it's like you still have like those childish expectations and like those teenage expectations of what Christmas is going to be like. And I'd also say social media just makes it so much worse.
Yes.
Because like you're scrolling on Instagram and they're like, this is what Lake Como looks like on Christmas. And you're like, I live in Hialeah, and this is what Hialeah looks like during Christmas. So you're seeing these places and you're seeing what other people are doing.
Yeah.
And so you have these great expectations, and then they're not met because reality is never going to meet the expectations that you have.
Yeah.
But specifically when you're 20 and you're in your 20s, it's difficult because you have those high expectations. Now you really have to take control of like making the memories and making plans. And then also you go through a lot of transitions in your 20s. So let's talk about how to plan the holidays, but in your 20s. How do you as a 20-year-old, if you're in your early, mid, or late 20s, how do you go about your holidays? How can you even plan for yourself Christmas time, how you're going to celebrate, who you're going to celebrate with? But let's just talk about that a little bit, because all of us are in our 20s.
Yeah.
Steph, you're how old?
28.
I'm 26.
And I'm about to be 25. So we're all there in the thick of it.
No, and we all are in such different seasons too. It's because, and the reason why the 20s is so difficult is because it's a transition season.
Yeah.
You do spend 10 years transitioning. And for some people, it feels like every 6 months, there's another change. There's another addition to your life. You move out of your parents' house, you get married, you have kids, your family is dwindling, your siblings move away, so you're just with your parents. It's just you and maybe one other sibling alone with your family. So it's just a transition season, and it could be tough, especially if you enjoyed those younger years of Christmas time.
Yeah.
I know for me, as a new mom, it's been difficult because it is my responsibility to recreate these experiences for my kids.
Yeah.
To bake the cookies, to decorate the house, to watch the movies. But the biggest competition is simply my time.
Yeah.
There's times that I don't have the time to do that. And I don't really feel this mom guilt because my kids are 2 and 1. I understand that they're not waiting on me to bake them Christmas cookies. It's okay. But what I constantly question is, how did my parents do this?
Yeah.
How is it that I can't recreate this for my kids? Like, how did they do that? How did they slow down time and just enjoy the Christmas
Yeah.
time and create these amazing experiences for me? Because I don't seem to get a grip on
Mm.
my schedule. Because I haven't. We finally put a Christmas movie on last night, but we watched like the
Finally.
first. Yeah, right. It's November. It's not even November, or it's not even December. But because this year I finally feel like I'm getting a grip on it,
Yeah.
and I would say it's because I've accepted that this change in the Christmas season is a doorway to new memories and new
Yeah.
joy.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to be like it. Sorry, it's not going to be like it was 10 years ago.
It's the LaCroix.
Alan and Ashley have seen me at my worst the past 2 days.
It's the garlic.
It's the garlic. No, this is better. It's okay.
What? That makes it worse.
Oh, really? Are you serious?
Oh, okay.
No,
Is
keep
it
it because the
funny?
viewers need to know that Stephanie made a sauce.
It's
with
like
6 cloves of garlic in it, and I have to sit next to her.
I'm sorry, everyone.
in
Okay,
this podcast.
I was trying to make a nice Greek dinner, and it required 6 cloves of garlic. So just embrace it.
How much sauce did it make?
Not that much, Gabby.
That's crazy. The garlic
I went a little crazy.
clove to sauce
That's
ratio.
I'm
is
trying
too
to
much.
create Christmas memories, okay? And
Creating
it requires lots of
sumac
garlic.
sauce.
How to
Yes.
plan Christmas in your 20s? 6 cloves
Cloves
of
of garlic in your Greek dinner. Anyway, I'm learning that it's, even though it just looks different, there's still joy to be found in
Yeah.
it. And I think we're starting to believe this lie that our parents did it so much better, that they like something about their
Yes.
lives was easier.
Yeah.
When I think they were going through the exact same thing we were going through.
Yeah.
Life was actually exactly how it is today,
Yeah.
10 years ago. There's not just the situations have changed, your environment has changed, but it's still it was just easier for us when we were younger to be happy.
Yeah.
It was easier for us as kids to just choose joy.
Yeah.
Now it's going to take a few more mental hurdles,
Yeah.
but it's possible. And last night we had a great night. We watched 20 minutes of Santa Claus and Gia loved it, and we had dinner on the couch, and
Great movie.
it's a great choice. Gia loved all of it. She didn't understand what was happening half the time. It's okay. But it was just a matter of getting over those mental hurdles. And I feel like I have to do that almost every night of the week because the expectations are so high. But it's, if I could just continue to just choose to relax,
Yeah.
slow down, enjoy what comes, enjoy the busyness, even if it is a busy season,
Yeah.
just embrace it. It is what it is. Then it makes those mental hurdles easier to jump over.
Yeah. And I think the whole idea is like it's different. So like
Yeah.
Christmas in your 20s, it just changes because every year, like you said, it's more and more different.
Yeah.
Different isn't bad.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit, Lo?
I think it's your 20s are weird just regardless
Yeah.
of Christmas. Is it irregardless or whatever?
No, you're regardless.
Regardless. Okay. Your 20s are weird. Okay, now I know where I got that. Regardless of Christmas or not, your 20s are weird because you have like responsibilities and obligations.
Yeah.
But technically no one can tell you what to do, because you're in your 20s. So you
Yeah.
you have responsibilities and obligations to be with the family, to show up to Christmas dinner, to do this, but you
And
still
your parents planned everything for you, so you just kind of followed their
Yeah.
lead.
you follow their lead, but you also have freedom in that, okay, if I want to not be around my entire family, I can get there a little bit later.
Mhm.
But it's such a weird time because when you're a kid, everything's planned for you. You don't think about it much.
Yeah.
You just show up, you open the presents, you do the thing. It's all about you at that age. Your 20s, you're either in a position of like, I'm going to be with my family and I'm just going to be surrounded by family, do everything the family does, or you're like, my family doesn't plan anything, so I'm
Yeah.
kind of all alone.
Yeah.
And the truth is, there's no better or worse situation. Being alone on Christmas is definitely really sad if you don't have a family that doesn't plan anything. But the truth is, whether you're surrounded by family and friends, whether you spend the holidays alone, you do have to reach a point where you're like, I have to choose to be happy
Yeah.
despite the situation.
Yeah.
And I have to choose to plan something, because there are people who are surrounded by family and friends, and like their family and friends are just not the family you'd want to be around.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's people surrounded by family and they'd rather be alone
Yeah.
on Christmas. And then there's people who are alone on Christmas who are dying to be with family, rightfully
Yeah.
so, you know? So we all have to reach this point where we're like, okay, we recognize we have this freedom, we have this choice, but we do have obligations because we are reaching adulthood.
Yeah.
And we have to make that choice on our own. Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna plan and choose to be happy.
Yes.
Regardless of what situation it is we're in. Like, we have a friend, she did this really simple thing. She didn't want to be around like a certain family member on Thanksgiving, so she booked an Airbnb by herself on her trip.
Yeah.
And she's like, I know I love my family. I'm not being disrespectful. I just know my peace. Like, and I know my
what it can turn
boundaries,
into.
what it can turn into. She's like, I have no problem spending a couple $100s so that I can truly enjoy my holiday and that my family
Yes.
can truly enjoy me
Yes.
during the holiday.
And I
Yep.
think it's the balance. Like, I think she learned the balance of, because what I don't agree with is when people believe that the holidays are about what they want to do and what I want to do. And if it makes me happy, I'm going to do it.
Mhm.
You have the rest of the year to do that.
Yeah.
You have any other day, any other time of year. You have the entire summer to go on any vacation you want. The holidays is a time that you do spend with your family.
Family.
Yeah.
And so it's a perfect mix of, I'm going to go to the city and I'm going to stay in the town where we're all going to get together. I'm going to go to Thanksgiving dinner with everybody. I'm going to be there, but I'm going to stay by myself.
Yeah.
So I'm going to alleviate the stress in the house because so many people on top of each other. By the second day of that trip, you're probably throwing hands and it's just getting nasty. But when you can say, I'll be there with family, but I'm also going to do it kind of on my terms and I'm going to make it better for everybody.
Yeah.
I think that's the perfect balance.
It's maturity.
It's maturity.
Yeah.
And can I say that we ran into that issue a couple years ago because we are with family all year long.
Yeah.
Like, we work with each other and we do life together. And I remember we had a full week from Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, all the way up to New Year's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought, hey, let's go do our own thing. Well, I wanted to be with the family. I'm a big family person. I that was a big struggle for me to transition from doing Christmas every year with the 6 of us to now doing it on our own. That was really tough for me. Now I'm over it. I get it.
Did you have kids at this time or no?
No, this was just him and I. I think Gia was born. Gia was born. So you guys had planned a whole family trip. And I remember at that time we thought, well, what do we do? Because we're with the family all year long. We go to Stewart all the time. We take our beach trips together. We take our middle of the year trips. But this is our chance to do something with the family. So we decided, let's go and be by ourselves. Let's do a camping trip. They're going to go, y'all went on your own trip to Charleston, and we did our camping trip. And I remember we were 3 days into our camping trip, and I thought, why did we put our foot down? We had plenty of time to do both.
Yeah.
And we got so like hell-bent on what we wanted, on what we needed, that we weren't even realistic on how much time we had. And we overwhelmed ourselves with the stress of the holidays. Oh my gosh, this is our only chance. We only have 7 days to go get rest. This is what we're going to do, and it's final. But then we didn't actually see that the reality was we had plenty of time to do both.
Yeah. There's 5 days between Christmas and New Year's.
And some people go back to work on January 3rd. And you get off on December 22nd. So you can have 10 full days.
Yeah.
So something that really helped us was taking a step back and saying, okay, do not get overwhelmed by what's coming. Don't let the heaviness of the holidays and the pressure of what to do on the holidays to get your rest kind of mess with your judgment of your planning. You can do all of it. You can get your rest. We realized our family, like me and Weena and the kids, we are really good with 2 days, 3 days alone. And then we feel refreshed. Then we can go participate with the rest of the family. But you have way more time to do the little things that you want to do. If you know how to plan it well, don't overwhelm yourself with the pressures of all that planning, you know?
Yeah. And can we also acknowledge it's just like one Christmas? Like, let's just say you don't like your situation right now. Let's say this Christmas you're preparing for it. the trip didn't work out, or somebody is sick in the family, or something is happening this Christmas that last Christmas it wasn't like this and it's not going to be the same. It's just 1 year.
Yeah.
You're going to have another
So many.
opportunity
Oh my gosh.
next year.
Yep.
I remember when you guys got married, you and Christopher, our brother, got married separate people. I just realized how that sounded. But
My
when
brother and I got married.
Which is weird because your husband's name is the same.
is Chris.
Chris and I got married. Which Chris?
But when that was the first Christmas that it was just Lolo, me, and mom and dad.
Yes.
And we're blessed with parents that they can sense when like things feel different and they're ready.
Yeah.
They're going to make a memory for us.
Yes.
But they were talking about what do we want to do this year. And it was just kind of sad because it's like, it wasn't the same, all 6 of us in the house, and we kind of didn't want to be at the house that year. So we picked up and we went to Charleston, and we had like 3 or 4 days, just the 4 of us in Charleston. We stayed there on Christmas Day. We woke up.
Just to clarify, this was Mom, Dad, Gabby, Lolo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And me and Chris had moved out of the house.
Yes. And we went and something completely different. It did not look like Christmas at all. It didn't really feel like Christmas. Christmas Day didn't feel like it as much because we woke up, had brunch, and then we drove back to our like vacation home that we have. So it wasn't even really like a normal Christmas feeling. But number one, it was so exciting. Like we had such a blast. I think that was one of my favorite trips we've ever been on because it was just the 4 of us.
The spontaneity is so fun.
It's the best. You're all adults, so there's not like kids you're having to consider of like this restaurant, that restaurant. We just had so much fun, and we made no plans and just ate like all day, every day.
Oh my gosh.
But then when we got back to the house and you guys still weren't there, yes, we just had this great trip. The blues started to hit, or like that, the low started to come. But I remember thinking, I was like, this is just one Christmas.
It's just one Christmas.
Next year will look different. And the same is true about this Christmas. This Christmas might look a certain way, but next year it's going to look different. And I think that's just a good perspective of, yes, make the most of this Christmas, but don't dwell too much on this Christmas if it doesn't look the way that you want it to look.
Yeah.
Bring fun, make memories with your family. But if it's a hard Christmas, just embrace that too.
Yeah.
And just do what you can to enjoy it and get through it. And then next year it'll bring new joy and new opportunities and more fun.
Well, because did you want to say something?
Finish what you're saying, and I'll say it.
Because I think the reality of it is you were sad when you were alone at home, not married yet. And then I got married and I was having my own Christmas with my husband, and I was sad because I was missing my family.
Yeah.
So I think that no matter what season you're in, there's going to be a sadness attached to the holidays.
Yeah.
Just like a birthday, you're
Yeah.
met with reality on the day of your birthday. How much have I achieved?
Yeah.
Have I gotten married yet? Do I have kids yet? Have I achieved enough yet? But don't let the holidays do that.
Yeah.
It's not a barometer of your life. That's not what the holidays are for. It's really a barometer of the people that are in your life. And it's just a day on the calendar, really. It's just a day on the calendar where you exchange gifts, you eat the cookies, you watch the movies, and don't allow your thoughts to drift to, I don't have enough in my life yet, or I don't have that thing that I wanted this year for Christmas. Like you said, it's just one day that goes right past.
Yeah.
And don't let it hyper-analyze the things you have or the things you don't have in your life.
Yeah. And what's funny is that it was 1 year that we're like, oh, how sad, they're not here at home anymore. And then now every year after that, when we all get together, we're like, how did we all live together under one house?
Yes.
We are so annoyed of each other.
Yes.
It's so weird how that happens.
Did I tell you how I read my journal a couple weeks ago?
No.
And I read the journal entry from COVID when we all stayed in Stewart together, all 6 of us in a tiny little condo.
Oh my gosh.
And I wrote in my journal, we've been together for 1 week and we're already sick of each other. I think we're going to go home because we need a little bit of our lives back. And I wrote, the days that I longed for so bad, where I missed my family, they weren't as amazing as I remembered.
No. And you even said in that journal that you were writing about like, God, bring my husband, because you hadn't known Chris yet, and you're like, God, bring my husband. Like, I just want this, I want that. He's going to change my life forever. And now you're reading it in bed with your husband knocked out, and you're probably looking at him like, you're so annoying.
Like, this is what I prayed for.
Yes.
But I do want to ask because like we always have had a big family.
Yeah.
Always. We've always had something planned for Christmas. What do we say to people who are like, this is great, but I'm all alone for Christmas.
Yeah.
And their family doesn't plan anything fun. They just don't have that. And even if they have a family, maybe their family doesn't plan anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we have to say to people who are maybe in that predicament for Christmas?
Yeah. You want to go?
Yeah, I would say, well, it's because I now have in-laws, and the way I'm that's my family now. I've been married for about 3 years, so it's really felt like they are my family. And I learned that the way the Alessi family has fun is very different from how the Molina family has fun. And for a year or two, I thought that there was something wrong. Like, oh, this isn't fun enough. Like, they're not doing it right. This isn't how I like to have fun. But I had to really shift my perspective, and I had to see, okay, what do they like to do? What makes them have fun?
That's a good point.
Because for us, what did we do? We did puzzles. We did
We chill at the
games. We
house.
chill at the house. We baked.
We
We
watched
cooked.
football.
We watched football. Oh my gosh! And my in-laws, they don't watch football. They didn't really like puzzles. Some of them like board games, but something that they really love to do is arts and crafts. They love that. Like, that is how we enjoy our family time. They love to just sit outside and watch the kids play. And I had to shift my perspective and realize, okay, I just want to enjoy this Christmas season how my family enjoys it. Just like you said, it is about the family. It's not about what you want. It's about everybody getting together and making a memory. So a way to go about that is to ask the unit that you're a part of, whether that's your family or a group of friends, because there are people that don't have a lot of family or they've lost some family members. A good way to approach it is to ask, how can we have fun in this with this family or in this season? A lot of people are going to be spending the Christmas season with lots of medications around them, maybe in the hospital, maybe at home with a nurse by their side. We don't know what that situation's like. So a good way to confront that is just to ask, okay, then how can we have fun? Just us. Maybe we however it is that family unit enjoys their time, embrace it. And expand on that. They like arts and crafts, then I'm going to go to Michael's and I'm going to buy the best arts and crafts that we can get. I'm going to go all out and enjoy it how the rest of the family enjoys it.
Yeah. And I'd say go outside the box of what you think Christmas needs to be. Again, like the expectation. So I know we have a friend that she might not get with her family often, or maybe they don't initiate Christmas, or maybe this Christmas they want to spend time with all of them and their kids and they don't get together as a big family. So she could be facing a Christmas alone this year. If that's you, if you're alone and there's no opportunities, there's nobody getting together, then where can you go? What different event can you go to? Like, there are football games now. And I know this might sound like super practical, but like there are football games on Christmas Day. There are big events on Christmas Day. Like I could tell you, if you are alone on Christmas, you are not the only person that's alone on Christmas. And so maybe take this time to do something different. Maybe take Christmas Day to think about people that are either less fortunate than you, how you can give back on Christmas Day.
It's true.
Go and serve people. I know here in Miami, we have like the Miami Rescue Mission that does a big Christmas thing, but just kind of get out of your own box of Christmas and what you expect and what you feel like you need. And if you don't have the family for it, go and bless somebody else. Make it about them. Because we also know when you refresh others, you'll be refreshed. When you give back to others, you'll feel good. And so you might not have the family unit, you might not have the people around you, but what can you do for other people? And if you do have the family unit and they're not pursuing and they're not pushing to plan something, be the initiator. Get on the family chat and say, this is what we're doing. Make the schedule. Send it to the family. Say whoever wants to come. Get your friends together. Send it to your friends. Don't just wait to be pursued when it comes to that. Don't just wait for your parents, your siblings, your friends to do it. Be the initiator. Be the fun bringer. And it was funny because I was talking to someone yesterday about the last Christmas the 6 of us spent together. And our parents, when we were growing up, we did Santa. We were big Santa people.
Oh, yeah.
Still love Santa. And we wanted to give mom and dad the Santa magic. In case there's anybody listening, we wanted mom and dad to experience Santa because they hadn't experienced it since they were kids. So us four worked with Santa.
Santa, we sent him a letter.
We sent Santa a letter, and we created Santa and Christmas morning for our parents. The
so
last morning, or the last Christmas morning, the 6 of us, it was just the 6 of us, no spouses, nothing. And we had the best time. It was funny. It was just sweet. We made them breakfast that morning, and Santa sent them a letter that led them outside, led them to a gift. It was
the
just,
whole thing. We went
I'm
crazy.
picturing it now. Like,
remember they woke up and they were like, Santa's here! Santa's here!
But I'm also picturing our brother. He was like 30 years old at the time.
Yeah, like running around.
He's
the house.
running around.
Yeah.
Like, that was crazy. Now I'm thinking we did that. I'm like, wow.
So I was telling this person about how we did that, and she's like in her I think she's almost 40. She has 3 kids, but her parents, her dad is sick at home. Her dad can't travel, can't do anything. He lives about 2 hours from her. And because of his illness, they can't just bring everybody around. And he's not even that old. Like he's, I think, in his like 60s, 70s. So it's really a burden on her because she's like, how do I make Christmas special for my kids?
Yeah, sure.
And how does Santa stop by our house and we have Christmas morning, but then leave my dad at home? And so when I told her about it, she was just like, she almost started to cry because she's like, I want to do this for my dad. And she's like, my family's not a very fun family. And I was like, this is interesting because the truth is there's a lot of people that don't have a fun family. They don't think about, their version of fun is sitting down watching a movie.
I would even say almost the majority of families are like that.
They're just, let's just chill. Let's do what we always do. And she was so encouraged that we would do that. And she's like, I think I want to create that for my dad because he's had such a hard year.
That's sweet.
I think I'm going to do something like that. So her and her siblings are working together. But it made me realize not everybody, like Lauren said, has family like us.
Yeah.
But the family you do have, or the friends you do have, the community that you have, how can you enjoy the season with that community?
Yeah.
And don't be nervous to put yourself out there and ask somebody, hey, can I celebrate Christmas with you?
Yes.
Can I bring something to your house and can I be a part of it? Don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And if you have a big family and you do something big every year, then open up your home to someone you know that might be alone.
Yes.
And invite them.
Yes.
Especially all of these Cuban families in Miami.
Oh my
you guys
God.
invite cousins 7 times removed.
Yeah.
So
He's like, this is my second cousin's ex-boyfriend, but we love him. So he's so comfortable
He's
doing this. Like, what?
and she's coming with her husband.
Yeah. There's some drama, but it's fine.
But invite that person. Have them stop by, even if it's just for 2 hours. That way they can just be around family.
It's true.
In a good environment.
Yeah.
No, and there's nothing better than sitting around if you're spending time with people that are older that can't really move because of age or whatever. There is nothing better than just asking them, what are some of your favorite Christmas memories?
Yeah.
And maybe repeating those Christmas memories. If it was making an old dessert, then look up the recipe and look that up. And the best thing you can do is get in the car and just go drive and look for snow.
That's true.
That's another fun thing that you can do.
Christmas
If there's no
lights.
plan, just go drive and see what your city offers.
Yeah.
But I love
love
what you
it.
said about initiating.
Yeah.
Because we can easily get in our head thinking, I don't want to put myself out there and embarrass myself because that's going to admit I don't have anybody. Or you get insecure. Just you get these thoughts that really isolate you. But put those aside, pick up the phone, ask somebody, what are you doing this year for Christmas? Can I join you? Let's do something.
Yep. It's really special. So let's plan a great Christmas time, girls.
Yes, let's
Steph,
do it.
what are you going to bring to the table at Christmas? What are you going to plan?
Oh my gosh, I haven't even thought about it. I'm going to bring, I don't know. I haven't even thought about it after
to
this whole
podcast. Lola, what are you planning for?
Oh gosh, now I'm nervous. I have no idea. I would like to do like a cooking night with my friends. That's been on the calendar for like a soup night specifically.
Steph's like me too.
She's jumping on
Me too. I want to do that too. I'm doing that too.
Okay.
How'd you? I was just gonna say that.
No, and she just did this in the office, by the way. She goes, I have an idea. I want to make lasagna for people. I'm like, you mean what I did last year? She goes, yes. I'm like,
So I
okay.
guess, can I join you?
No,
forgot,
but like
that is what
a
I'm doing.
soup making night because soup's not very easy to make. You think it is. It's not.
That's a great
But
idea.
yeah, we all make soup. And then we take it home.
That's a good night.
Yeah.
I have an even better idea. No, I did say, I forgot. I wanted to look at the less fortunate. I'm just kidding. I wanted to
Don't say I'm-
bring lasagnas to some of the widows in the church. I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
let's say that again because
Yeah.
we're laughing as you're saying that.
You're such an idiot.
Okay, let's start again.
Gabby, you said less.
What?
What?
You said the less fortunate, and then you said
I was like, I'm gonna help the less fortunate. No, I'm kidding. And then
widows.
she's laughing and saying, I want to bring a lasagna
I'm
to the
sorry,
widows.
it's funny. I just had to say it. Okay.
God. Go ahead.
Pull it together, Lauren.
Okay.
Stephanie, what are you doing for Christmas?
I actually had it on my heart to make lasagnas with my sister, which is the idea I stole from her from
Yes.
last year. I forgot she did this last year, but she's doing it again this year, and I'm joining
together,
her
we're gonna
There you
do
go.
it.
for some of the widows in the church and just make them little frozen lasagnas. That's what
really
I'm
sweet.
doing. Gabby, what are you
What are you
doing?
doing?
So
Gabby?
funny. I'm thinking like the week of Christmas, like we're with family. What are we gonna plan?
Yeah, what are you planning?
So it's gonna be like late night, like dance parties with the family, and then you guys are like giving back. And I was like, oh my gosh.
I think that's great though.
But I think it would be like making plans for the family of either reserving a dinner, like finding a
That's
nice
smart.
restaurant, because we are going to go out of town as a family.
Yes.
So reserving the dinner or finding places like that, like making plans throughout the day. Because sometimes you go on vacation and then you want loose plans. You don't want like a strict agenda.
Yeah.
So finding the loose plans, that way we don't leave it all on mom, because mom, she plans everything and she does an amazing job. So we
Yes.
gotta
Christmas
take the
lights.
load.
Another thing is Christmas lights. I really want to go.
Christmas lights are so fun. And
Mhm.
s'mores. Last year we did that like s'mores night at the house. Remember at Christmas show?
Yes.
So something like that. But I love the idea of getting friends together and pulling people together. Because Christmas doesn't have to just be on the 25th.
Nope.
No.
You
All
can make it
month.
whenever you want.
All right, well, that is it. That's how you plan Christmas in your 20s. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Family Business Podcast with these Alessis and Muñas. Have a great day, everybody. And on the count of 3, let's say Merry Christmas. 1, 2, 3.
Merry Christmas! We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, and click on the notifications bell so you can be notified for all of our future videos. And if you loved today's topic, we have plenty more. And you can click on this link right here to watch all of our videos so you can learn why family is everybody's business.